Good morning, ladies. Are you ready for this? Are you ready to take 5 months out to really spend some time looking and delving into why your body's doing what you're doing? If you are an incredibly sassy and savvy woman in your 40s and 50s, but you can't understand what's going on with your body. You eat well, you exercise relatively well, but you look down and you're just going to go, what the hell is going on? I can't get to grips with this. I have a technique for you today that is going to get you very clear into what your next step will be. If you have resistance going on in your body, and for some reason she just will not let go of the weight that you seem to be holding. Now, the women I'm talking to will be probably more top heavy than it being on the bottom, but it can be all sorts of ways around. And there are certain symptoms that are going to show me and show us that this is really easily reversible. Now, I'm Fiona Robertson, I am the Body Renewer, and it is my job to get behind the scenes, to get down to the root cause of what's going on for you. Now, it could be hormonal, it could be what you're thinking and what you're doing, it could be the amount of stress that's going on in your life. All of this will be having untold chemical effects on your body that we can reverse in a very, very short space of time. The symptoms that I'm talking about that tell me that we can help you undo the resistance that's going on and allow your body to let go of all the fat and all the weight that she seems to be storing so carefully and so lovingly for you. So, for example, you'll be exhausted in the afternoon, particularly. You'll just be like, oh my God, I could just sleep. I could sleep anywhere. I could sleep at my desk. I could sleep in the car. I could sleep on the bus going home. I could just sleep. Also, what you'll find is little symptoms that really are telltale signs for me. Those kind of little skin tags that go along the neck or along the bra line. You'll have lost maybe the end quarter or the end third of your eyebrows. This tells me a whole lot. You will be top heavy. In other words, you'll be kind of shoulders, boobs, upper belly, upper arms. You'll be kind of top heavy. And the torso area, the kind of the belly, the muffin top, those kind of things, the bloated belly. Later on in the day, you'll feel that your clothes are much tighter than when you put them on in the beginning of the day. So you're ending up wearing things that really aren't fitted. You've lost your waistline altogether. Those are just some of the little symptoms that tell me, okay, this is a particular kind of body that we can turn around very, very, very quickly. You'll be sliding along, you'll be freedom sliding, you'll be into the sort of like the clothes that you weren't able to wear. They're at the back of the wardrobe. You've been storing them for a very long time. And this is what we're going to be working on. The first step today. You're not too old. You're not past it. It's not the end of the line. It's not like I have to put up with any more. This will work for you. And it's not your fault that this hasn't worked for you so far by restricting your food or doing more and more and more exercise. That's not the way that your body is going to respond. So have you forgotten about the fantasy body that you've been seeking? It hasn't forgotten about you, and this is why it's bringing you here today to hear certain things that's just going to trigger those things. So we've got a very nice exercise for you today, because the first thing that I always ask a lady when she comes and she talks to me in the consultations that I do is like, okay, so how much do you want to lose and by when? And often the lady will kind of go, well, been that weight before, so well, that's doable, so well, we'll just stick to that. But somewhere in the back of her mind, when we sort of dig a little bit deeper, it's like, well, what other weights are going on? Oh, crumbs, I'd really like to be this size again. I'd like to get into that dress. And I loved being able to wear that dress. That's my ultimate. That would be my goal. All right, so can you see there's lots of different weights, there's lots of different sizes, there's lots of different memories going on in this lady's head. And this is what's going on. And this is causing the chaos that you're not focusing on what particular thing is that you want, and your body doesn't know what you're seeking. It doesn't know what you're looking for. So my job today is to get you just very simply to understand where you are whether you have a scale or whether you have a scale of kind of like, okay, so where is it? We're not going to focus just on the number. We're actually going to get you to the feeling or what it feels like to be in that particular dress, that particular outfit, how you were running along the beach or whatever it is. So we're going to be looking at the positive rather than taking you away from the negative. So the first question is, how much do you want to lose and by when, which is fine. Now, some people will be working on dress size. Some people will be working on, you know, actual weight. Some people will be working on other kind of like measurements. So again, we're going to be in kilos, we're going to be in pounds, and we're going to be in stone. We're also going to be in UK dress size, so like 6, 8, 12, 14, 16, 18. We're also going to be in European dress size, 34, 38, 40, 42, 44. Or we could be working in American dress sizes like 2, 4, 6, 8, 12. So this is going to be kind of like tricky to do, but I just want you to play a little bit. And then if you want me to go through this with you personally, absolutely no problem whatsoever. So I want you to get very easy in your body just today and come out of your head and just breathe with me for a minute. I'm just going to put this on here. Doesn't make any difference. Just breathe with me for a minute. Just be really relaxed in your body, as relaxed as you can be as I'm just going through this particular exercise. This is how you create the body without worrying too much about the weight side and getting hung up on the weight, because you cannot go from the weight you are today to the weight that you want to be, because there's just too much going on here. It's just like, it's not possible, I don't believe it. There's all these kind of thoughts and, well, I've got to do this, I've got to starve myself. I want you to just feel what it feels like to go along the scale. Now, I use the scale for a lot of things. I use this scale for stress testing. You may have seen me do that before. So just get very relaxed in your body. Just allow your head to just drop down. The easiest way we can do that in a very short space of time is just concentrate on your breathing. So just breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. If you can, you'll be able to feel your heartbeat within that. That means that you're not so much in your head, but you're actually down and into your body. I know that a lot of ladies who don't like to look at their reflection, they stop themselves, they disconnect from their body, and they just stay in their heads, because it's way safer to just stay in my head and not have to think about what's going on below the neckline. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, so the weight you are today, the size you are today, how does that feel to you? So, and then we're going to take you towards the weight that you want to be. So I'm going to be saying a lot of different numbers here, a lot of different sizes. So for example, I could say 100 kilos. Now, some of you may not be 100 kilos, some of you may be more, some of you may be less. Now, what's 100 kilos when we look at it in stone? That's 15 stone. Or we can say that's 220 pounds. So if that's a starting point, just feel how that feels in the body to be starting at that particular point. If I'm to feel into that, I'll kind of think, ooh, that's really a slow moving energy. That's quite difficult to move around. That's quite a heavy energy, and I'm feeling that very much in the whole torso region. Now I want you to experiment and kind of go 90 kilos, which is 198 pounds, which is 14 stone. I want you to feel what that feels like compared to 15. So a body that feels like that, again, it's heavy, it's restrictive. I'm not able to really get done what I want to do. I can't get into the clothes I want to get into. I want to get you to your first point, your second point, and your third point. So we have to go down the scale. And because I don't know where you are, I can't help you find that right now. But maybe you can say to yourself, I'm size 16, I'm a European size 44, or an American size 12. What does that feel like in your body? Where are you now? Where have you been? And where are you going towards? Okay, now we're going to drop down. We're going to drop down to 80 kilograms. We're going to drop down to 176 pounds. We're going to drop down to 12.5 stone. That could mean that we're dropping down from a size 14 to a size 12. See how that feels in your body. See how much more flexibility, doability, how your perspective changes on things, how you feel in your body. That feels automatically lighter, easier. You're able to show up a little bit more about who you are. Now we're going to drop down to 75 kilos, which is 165 pounds, beg your pardon, 11.8 stone. And maybe we're thinking about dropping from a 14 to a 12 to a 10. How does that feel in your body? This is what we're playing. We're playing with the feeling. Can you remember having been that size before? Can you remember what it felt like in your body? Because that's how you create your body. Not by forcing a particular number on yourself, but that's how you create yourself in the next phase of your life. What's the next phase of your life looking like? How does she move? What does she wear? What is she experiencing? Who's she going out with? When she gets in and out of her car, how does that feel? Where's she driving to? What kind of holidays is she going on? Again, what are you wearing? How are you walking? How are you talking as the woman in the next phase of your life? So we've gone from 100 kilos to 90 kilos, 80 kilos, 75 kilos. 220 pounds, 198 pounds, 176, 165. We've gone from 15 stone to 14 to 12.5 to 11.8. We've gone from size 16 to size 14 to size 12 UK sizes. We've gone from 44 European size, 42, 40, possibly getting into a 38. How does that feel in your body? The feeling is everything. So we're going to drop down again. I want to know where it's comfortable for you. Where is it doable for you to drop down in size? So now we're going down to 70 kilos. 70 kilos translates as 154 pounds. It translates as 11 stone. It translates possibly as size 12 UK size. Size 40 European size, size 8 US size. God, there's so many. Can you see how many numbers there are out there and how that chaos can just muck up your whole brain? That's why I ask ladies to get very clear about what it is that they want. And it's never to do with the numbers. It's like, what are you wearing? What are you feeling? Where are you going? What's exciting? Who are you with? What else? How are you moving, walking, talking? How are you showing up in your day? Are you speaking? Are you on stage? Are you getting the promotion that you wanted? Are you going on the dates? Are you with the people that you want to be with? Are you more vibrant? Are you more flirty? What is it? What changes in you? Because once you know what changes in you, you know what you're driving towards. And it's never about just the number. How does it feel in your body to be dropping down in size, visually and feeling wise? Actually, kinesiology and sort of feeling what it feels like. What clothes are you wearing? What material are you wearing? What kind of things are you doing? That's the fun bit about creating the woman in the next phase of her life. This is essential when you're creating your physical body. We're going to drop down again. We're going to drop down to 65. 65 kilos equates to 143 pounds, equates to 10.2 stone. We're probably looking at size 10, size 38, European size. Maybe you're looking towards getting into a size 8. It's like, oh my God, is that really possible for me? Can I get my waistline back? Who are you when you walk around as that woman? How do you breathe? How do you feel in your body? It is such a different experience to be walking around in a body that is lighter, a light body. The woman in the next phase of your life. Or have you got to the point when you just kind of go, woo, that's way too much for me. Hello, Linda. That's way too much for me to even consider. Where are you on this scale? Where are you on the ability to feel inside your body to say, that's far enough, or I want to go further? Creating the body that you want is not just about the weight, it is about the feeling of how it feels to be in that physical body. Again, what are you wearing? How are you walking? How are you breathing? How are you talking? How are you showing up in the world? This is the woman you want to be in the next phase of your life. And this is the very first stage of creating her and allowing her to show you what it feels like. When I asked you the question earlier on, have you forgotten about the body you fantasize about? Your body has not forgotten what it feels like. And tapping into that feeling will help you enormously to understand what she wants for you in the next phase of your life. So we've gone from 100 kilos to 90 kilos to 80 kilos to 75 to 70 to 65. Have we gone far enough? Have we gone past your first point of call? Your first point of call will be where you kind of go, that's doable. I can see myself there. Your second point of call would be, oh my God, that would be a flipping dream for me to be able to get to that point. Your third goal will be, that would be completely flipping awesome. I can't believe it right now, but that would just be, that's the dream. That's the fantasy, to get me into that kind of body again, to be able to breathe and to be able to wear those kind of clothes again, and to be able to know how to sustain that. Your body is creating itself via your thoughts, your feelings, what you're holding on to, why your body's hoarding so much and it's not letting it go. This is the very first stage of being able to understand what's going on with that. If you want me to do this exercise with you, which really gets you very, very clear in your own head about what's going on, then the next step would be, give yourself 5 months. Give yourself 5 months to go through every single process and every single thing that I know works 100% to get a woman into a body that she really adores being in. 5 months is not a long time. And if you do the work and if you follow the steps like I'm laying them out, you will be able to get into a body that you kind of go, oh my God,